It's a tremendous consumer of energy when you stay on the process of creation, including code. So it's the most energy takers.
It's extremely, yeah, that degree. And exactly when you're most focused, exactly then, mother calls, you know? So this is actually something you need to be you need to be careful with. You as a team, you never want to demand when navigating and working on your code base, you don't never want to demand such a degree of focus that the reader of your code can't answer to his mother. You want, if you need 1 hour of focus to understand your code, that's a mess. You need, out of basically love for the colleague, to chunk down the code somehow, to do something, write unit tests, put log debugs, do a video of you explaining the flow. Just really, yeah, do something out of care for the other. And that's something also many people don't realize that we are in the team. Many people, especially fresh from faculty, many faculties do not feed this feeling of teamwork. You get your homework done, bravo, that's it.
When I was pushed as a team leader, I didn't had any of this emotional intelligence. I didn't knew what's that. I mean, that was not a term in my vocabulary back then. So the impact it had on myself, after 2 years, I went in stress, continuous stress, burnout, and resigned because I couldn't take it. It was too heavy, the load that I must endure from clients and top management, and to be there with the team. So yeah, I just said, man, I'm going back to code. Take your leadership role and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's a different kind of skill set, and people, when they get promoted to the role of lead, especially if they don't really think over it very well, they feel like, yeah, I'm gonna be a boss. More money, more ego, yeah. But do I have the skills? Goddamn, do I know how to learn how to listen to someone, and can I get really? I have someone in a series of coaching sessions, and this is the discussion we had with together. Can I trace the root cause of his problem? Does that guy? Do I inspire trust? Can someone confine it? Can someone open to me and tell whatever with an open heart? Am I there with them, or am I a boss? No, I need to be in the train. Yeah, no, exactly. You as a tech lead, you are the servant of your people. You are the servant of your people as a lead. You need to protect them, guard them. Why are you a lead? Because you are probably one of the most experienced in the team. So, because of encoding, and because of that, you can take both coding. You probably focus faster than others and better than others. So you can also take the stress from outside. But if you don't expect that stress, if you hope that you're gonna write as much code as before, if you hope that you're going to get the same comfort,
Hi, hello, good evening, hello everyone. Welcome. Okay, so welcome to Vibe It Up podcast, where we explore the intersection of technology and humanity. So I'm your host Dan Tudorache, and today we're discussing about a crucial aspect of our industry that often gets overlooked, and it's the human side of tech. And in this episode, will uncover the connection between coding and empathy. Yes, you heard it right. So, coding isn't just about algorithms and syntax, it's also about understanding the needs and perspective of the people who ultimately use our creations, and also the people who we created with, and the impact on the emotional intelligence on team dynamics and performance, because as software developers, managers, solution architects, testers, our ability to communicate effectively, empathize with our colleagues, and navigate through conflicts can make or break a project. So, welcome. I have with me today Victor Renta. Hello, Victor. Welcome.
Hello, good to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Glad to have you, Victor. And it's an honor and a privilege to have you on in my podcast. And first of all, I will let you present yourself because people from your community know you, but from the podcast won't know you. So, who are you, Victor?
I'm a developer. I'm a developer in love with coding. I've been coding for more than 18 years already. Uh, in Java, but of course, after a while, you have to look into other languages and to make a bit of an intro. The emotions are the same on everywhere, independent of language. Well, what can I say about me? I mean, I was a coder that did not care very much about the social, emotional, social part of the of programming until a moment in my life in which this changed quite dramatically. Which perhaps we're going to talk about. But after that, I dedicated a lot of to doing workshops and consultancy in different companies. So, but that's what I do today for a living. For the past almost 10 years, I've been to many companies, over 140 companies, different teams, and this is what I do every week. This week, actually, I work with a company that is based in India and Israel, and another company which is based in Canada. So I'm doing on the clock workshops, yes, around the globe, and it's very interesting to see different ways to relate to each other and to code and to the product and to the users everywhere. So that's me, and I have a community that I've started. Initially, it was like a bit of a joke, like a bit of a game we used to play when I was working at IBM. Let's have this community, and then I involved in the Java user group in Bucharest. I've done some very large events in there, and then on this community that I started, I now meet a lot of people from which I learn a lot. Some friends from different workshops I've organized, or some from other places, and they help me a lot to with their questions, with their ideas. Yeah, it's really fascinating what the community turned into.
Yeah, indeed, as trainers, we have so much to learn from the people we are working with because we cannot know everything. And it's normal to be so. We know something, they know something else, and we can bring everything together. But it's the how you treat that vulnerability of not knowing everything.
The imposter syndrome, the famous imposter syndrome, that it's the biggest disease for the emotions in our profession. As a matter of fact, the opening keynote at DevOps Belgium, one of the largest conferences in software in Europe, started with a talk about the imposter syndrome. You can Google it online. DevOps Belgium 2023 imposter syndrome. It's amazing, and it targeted exactly the spot that hurts the most, and in which we are most vulnerable, emotions. And in a domain like ours, in which I think we all realize by now, but that in our domain we have to keep learning forever, and that we are. There is always something new on the market. Then Gen AI, I don't know, no code, low code, cryptocurrency, but also every time there's something new. Sometimes it's the fuss, sometimes it works, but every time you feel dumb, you feel left behind, you feel like running after the latest shiniest technology, and that causes a lot of negative emotions. That's basically is the definition of the imposter syndrome. Technically, it's not a syndrome; it's the imposter effect. It's not really a psychological syndrome, but
Well, yes, people don't. In psychology terms, we don't say that it is an imposter syndrome. That's the fabricated term. It's
yeah, indeed,
artificial.
indeed, indeed. It's not a syndrome. It doesn't fit. Doesn't qualify as a medical syndrome, but it still is
Yes.
quite painful and causes
Well,
anxiety.
what it
Yeah.
is there is the lack of um, adaptability sometimes, maybe other times trust in yourself, and maybe other times trust in the process of learning, because we cannot know everything.
Yeah, yeah. Trust in the. I like that. Trust in the process of learning. Don't trust your current skills. Trust what you can learn tomorrow. That you will be able to learn tomorrow. I like that. If you take this as a mantra, I think you can get a long way. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, and we can get back to our topic of today. What does the empathy have to do with coding? How are those two interconnected? And I'm curious to find your perspective on that, because you've seen a lot of people working. Some of them are maybe new in the technology, some of them are already experienced, but everyone have this in common, right? We are all humans and we are all have emotions.
I mean, who writes the code in the end? People. And
Yeah,
people, we
for
all
now.
have, for now. Huh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. No, people are gonna always drive the code. Maybe not type it, but drive it for sure. Be on this side of the creation of the code. Now, the code is written by human and it's maintained by human. The myth goes that you read code 10 more times than you that it took you to write. So whenever we write code, we need to think about who is going to maintain that. Now, what's the connection between coding and empathy? Well, everything. I mean, today I had workshop on clean code. And I think more than 20% of the discussion is about human psychology. It's about the broken window theory that if you neglect code, you're going to break more glasses. It's about imposter syndrome. It's about teamwork. It's about shame. It's about trust. It's all the best kind of clean code, the best quality code. And clean code is basically one of the measurings of the quality of life in the project. Not the only one, but it's one of the things that comes from the code back to you. If you open up code and well, that is bad code, right? And that's gonna hurt you basically. So the best kind of code that I see today is from teams that have this mindset of we are in this shit together, and they are helping each other. They are continuously looking to improve where their workplace technically in virtual, right? So it has a lot to do. It has a lot to do with, and also very interesting, the ability to write good code is directly proportional to your ability to listen to your own gut feelings, to your own instincts. Uh, yeah, because many developers believe to have turned into machines. Many, me including, have this feeling that I am a machine. No, in the end of the day, you have emotions. You need to accept those feelings, and you need to be on the lookout for what your instinct, with what your subconscious tells you. You know that theory that you only access 15% of our brain or less. There is this gut feeling, this oh my god, things that you need to train yourself to listen to write better code. In the end, to help other people feel comfortable in the code. So it has a lot to do.
Mm, yeah, but you have seen different teams and different styles of work, and in one team you can feel that they are more connected with each other. They are actually a team. In other teams, they feel like just a group of people working together. So yeah, I do wonder, how do you see the empathy and the differences I'm talking here in the project outcomes?
What effect does that have on the quality of the product in the end? Well, um, a team which is committed to do a great job together. For example, let's take a simple example. One guy from the team is off sick, right? Um, but the other guys in the team are afraid to change John's code because John doesn't like others changing his code. Right? The proprietary made by John. The ownership. You should not touch that because it's made by this. Yeah, it's mine. Exactly this. Thank you. And this is toxic. You know, when you are afraid what they will say when you touched their code. This is a problem. This is a real problem, right? So how is the outcome of the project? Well, clearly the quality of the code is better. Clearly, because we want to cover from each other, we are gonna pair program more, and I think that is a game changer, really. And what I see, I mean, everyone today does code reviews. How they do code reviews is another story, right? How much they, and this is one of the main source of communication in between the team members, right? This is a constant way to talk to other humans through these pull request reviews. So you need to be kind in there, you need to be warm, you need to be welcoming, you need to be eager to learn, and maybe call the guy if the code review turns into a ping pong of high level design discussions. Call the guy and have a chat to turn it into a human interaction. But in the end, it's all about ensuring that the um, emotional, the emotional, how to put this, workplace is comfortable. Now, code could be a mess, but you can still have the best team in the world. This was my first consultancy gig. The code was absolutely terrible. I can't imagine. But there was such a good team spirit in there. They were always helping each other, pair programming with each other almost every day. They were the code reviews. I will never forget Aline. I can't say the company name, unfortunately, but Aline. Aline had a chair next to him whenever he code reviewed you, we were before COVID. He would invite you to take a seat. He would offer you a tea, and then yes, really, I witnessed that. And then on the screen there was the code that you pushed. A mess, if you ask me. And he was like kindly trying to. What do you think about this? How about that? And he was always attentive not to hurt your. I never figured out how he was able to do that, but he got the most of the good practices in while the guy was enjoying the tea and being on to this and involved in everything. So super important to care for others, and very much and a big game changer is pair programming. If you pair program with the others in the team, but I don't only mean pair programming between two developers. But pair programming means actually keeping the camera open, sharing some code. We work remote most of the time, but sharing some code. You code 10 minutes, 15, pull, push, the other guy continues, and then you continue and so on. And this causes a lot of chat between the two. This is the teams that I see doing pair programming, at least weekly, they play a different league in terms of emotional. They make jokes. They make a lot of. It's a lot of chatting. It's a lot of because they get to talk a lot in the end. They reconnect exactly, exactly, and it's a very important factor. The absence of human interaction, especially when home officing, makes us a bit savage, a bit. Even when we go to the office after the traditional play of ping pong for 2 hours, this is what people do when they go to office after home officing. We play ping pong together to reconnect, but then we still work alone each other somehow. This tendency of I don't know where this starts. Perhaps in faculty, perhaps because we need the degree of focus like no other profession that requires deep focus during night, during come on, let's not necessarily night, but that focus that no other profession needs that. And you can't really get that much focus at the office, right?
It's a tremendous consumer of energy when you stay on the process of creation, including code. So it's the most energy takers.
It's extremely that degree. And exactly when you're most focused, exactly then mother calls, you know? So this is actually something you need to be you need to be careful with. You as a team, you never want to demand when navigating and working on your code base, you don't never want to demand such a degree of focus that the reader of your code can't answer to his mother. You want, I mean, if You need 1 hour of focus to understand your code. That's a mess. You need, out of basically love for the colleague, to chunk down the code somehow, to do something, write unit tests, put log debugs, do something, do a video of you explaining the flow. Just really, yeah, do something, um, out of care for the others. And that's something also many people don't realize that we are in the team. Many people, especially fresh from faculty, many faculties do not feed this feeling of teamwork. You get your homework done, bravo, and that's it.
Yeah, we had some common projects, and we need to work as a team, and it was something, maybe people who went in university, Camine, how do you say it?
Uh, Student homes,
Yeah,
student homes.
to the homes, okay.
They were more
Close,
social,
more
thanks
close,
to
more
the
social.
parties.
We worked together for the teams, and so on, and it was like a brotherhood there, right? And that helped us to learn better, to share more knowledge, and also to have this connection, the human connection, which helped us to get the exams quicker sometimes.
When you invited me to talk about this, I was really intrigued and really interested because I find that emotional balance, basically, of the team members is one of the most important factors to consider. I mean, think of it. If you ever got into a fight with your loved one, and in that day you had to write some code, that code is good to be thrown away. It's garbage. So if you feel in the team, if you feel bullied, really bullied by definition, if you feel being laughed at, if you feel like being disconsidered or being right, that's a red flag. You should go to your team lead. If your team lead is doing that, escalate with no mercy. Go to the people manager. If that guy is a jerk, go higher and tell, I don't feel comfortable in this team. Now, do your best, of course. I mean, study, Google, ChatGPT, learn. I mentioned ChatGPT because this is one very good source to learn new things. Yes, yes. So do these things, prepare yourself, but you should be comfortable in the team. That's super important. Especially also another stress. Just today, what the heck, 20 minutes ago, I was in a discussion with some coaches of a company with some incredibly complex code, in which the developers that are actually working in the code, the bare developers, not the tech lead, the developers were put under a tremendous pressure by the management who wanted them to ship features very fast. That kind of pressure from the management down to the production line, being the sense, should not reach the actual people. The team should stop at the tech lead side, or maybe PO should guard the team and provide them safety to do their best. Many of them, they don't. When they are shit on, they shit on you. No, this is not the correct approach. You are there as a tech lead because you are able to take pressure. You are able to take a nasty hardcore meeting with someone criticizing you. You are
Yeah, hopefully that's why you are there. Hopefully. Well, it's another topic, and I know it's a lot of discussion around this topic, but there are a lot of cases when people, good people, very good people, technical wise, are put in technical team leading roles or management roles, and they don't have yet the emotional intelligence skills to be there and to take that impact from the upper management, from clients. I remember myself when
me, myself. I'm not speaking about myself. My first team that I led. But please continue. You remember about yourself. Yeah?
when I was pushed as a team leader, I didn't had any of this emotional intelligence. I didn't knew what's that. I mean, that was not a term in my vocabulary back then. So the impact it had on myself After 2 years, I went in stress, continuous stress, burnout, and resign because I couldn't take it. It was too heavy, the load that I must endure from clients and top management, and to be there with also with the team. So yeah, I just said, man, I'm going back to code. Take your leadership role and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's a different kind of skill set, and people when they get promoted to the role of lead, especially if they don't really think over it very well, they feel like, yeah, I'm gonna be a boss. More money, more ego, yeah. But do I have the skills? God damn it! Do I know how to learn to how to listen to someone and to can I get really? I have someone in a series of coaching sessions, and this is the discussion we had with together. Do I can I trace the root cause of his problem? Does that guy do I inspire trust? Can someone confine it? Can someone open to me and tell whatever with an open heart? Am I there with them or am I a boss? No, I need to be in the train. Yeah, no, exactly. You as a tech lead, you are the servant of your people. You are the servant of your people as a lead. You need to protect them, guard them. Why are you a lead? Because you are probably one of the most experienced in the team. So, because of encoding and because of that, you can take both coding. You probably focus faster than others and better than others. So you can also take the stress from outside. But if you don't expect that stress, if you hope that you're gonna write as much code as before, if you hope that you're going to get the same comfort, this never happens.
I, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all the
it
nested
took me.
meetings, all the finger pointing. As a developer, you rarely have that, but as a tech lead, you're gonna take the hit.
Yeah, it took me after that experience, it took me 5 more years to have the courage, to be prepared, and to get back into a leadership position. Why? Because I never wanted to repeat what was and how I felt in that situation. Because not having the skills, the tools, the support, the I don't know, everything that you need in terms of having the discussion, the big and heavy discussions with the management and clients, which is regarding timelines, right? Estimations, money, speed, and and from the team to don't stress them too much, don't have them to work overtime or all these things, because it has an impact, right, on productivity, on performance, on actual on code quality in the end.
Yes, yes, you can't expect to write the same quality code at 9 p.m., of course, and you can't take this over time for long. You could do that in extreme cases to prove the skills of the team or to earn something, but on short term and well carefully planned afterwards with a bit of less pressure. There is one comment in YouTube channel which is very interesting from Cosmin. So a tech lead is totally different than a team lead. Take that.
The-
So a
well,
tech let's debate on that. So what is the tech lead? The tech lead is someone who guides the technicality of the project. Makes sense.
yes,
Some very experienced guy that is gonna
the go-to person when it comes to technical issues in that project, right? Everything is there, from APIs, from endpoints, from framework.
yeah, maybe even past legacy code that he's the most familiar with. But then a team lead, it's about people. Ooh,
Well, yes, it is, and it often it's the same term used for. It is the same person. It is the same term used for both tech lead and team lead. You are when you are pushed because people have confidence in your skills, in your technical skills, and in your ability to lead the team. And when you have, I don't know, a scrum master, a project owner who takes the people management role, it's a complete different thing. You can focus, yeah, you can focus on the technical side, but when you don't have, you need to take also the tech part and also the people part. So yeah, it's different, and also sometimes, many times, the same role.
It also has to do with the size of the company. In a large corporation, there is probably a people manager with trained in this, how to relate to people, how to convince, how to manipulate people. He has trainings about that explicitly. Now, you, you don't say that. Who said that? And then the technical lead. That's why I left the company. But a tech lead is the one, the respected person with technical skills that can steer the technical decisions, and trying to do both jobs. Yeah, interesting. So you could accept a role of a tech lead, but you could refuse a role of a team lead.
Yeah, indeed. But I do wonder how, if someone who was um, upgraded to a leadership position, it can be a tech lead, team lead, solution architect, or software architect, or because all these have a leading position there, all the time. And how have you seen those cultivating the emotional intelligence skills, the communication skills, and everything in that direction? If you have seen.
So you are promoted. You need to cultivate your communication and emotional skills. What do you do?
Because you
Then
don't have it.
you
Because
don't
in
have.
technical universities don't teach you
No,
that.
they don't teach it. They don't teach it. They removed it. Right. And some of them actually do include some team management and team culture things, but most faculties don't. Well, there are books about this. There are workshops about this. You can very easily ask your manager to send you to some communication skills. What else can you do? Learn to listen. Learn to shut up. Learn to shut up. Look to the guy in front of you and try to understand what's the real issue. Sometimes it's not what he says. Sometimes it's something else that is the root cause. Try to dig and learn to freaking listen. I know that once you get respected, you are used to talk more than listen. But if you want to be a lead, learn to freaking shut up and listen to the others.
Yeah, yeah. And when I was in the coaching school, they told us a rule: you answer only after 10 seconds have left from the other person stop to talk. So they stopped. You wait 10 seconds, and after that you can speak. Silence, because you know what happens in this time while you count it. The other person think of something else, and you give them space. You give them space to communicate more, to express what was not said already. And you don't really have to ask anything in addition to complete them, or to ask of information from them, but just to listen. You sit and listen. And how you said it.
Half of my remote students are gonna be asleep. But if you are in a room, we in
No,
person.
not in training.
Yeah, you're gonna just go to sleep. Now, wait. I've thought of that, and I've also did my homework. It turns out that introverts. Some say there is no introvert actually, but some people are more. They need space to express, so they need up to 7 seconds, to what I've read, in order to formulate and to come back. 10 is enough. So because otherwise the people in the room are gonna overwhelm if there are many, right? And if we talk to one guy, you need to leave space so that your ideas get processed and get to that higher level of understanding and interesting. But 10 seconds, my personality type doesn't allow me to shut up for 10 seconds. But
Rami said. Rami said it's weird and awkward.
This is exactly what my daughter tells me. I, my daughter, she's 10, and I once had an argument. She's at the age in which she's not yet adolescent, but she's super smart for the age. Huh? Perfect moment. And we have the fight once, and she said, Victor, Daddy, you are not listening enough to me. And that poof, struck me like, what? And then after that, I flew to some workshop in Barcelona, and then in that workshop, I felt exactly my daughter was like, because I interrupted someone, and I said, "Oh shit, she's right." You know. So if you are the guy that you want to fill the space with your presence and your try to back off, wait, yeah, and people are gonna come forward, right? This is something you want to do if you are a trainer, if you are a coach, if you just talk to someone. So learn to listen, learn to give space. Good advice. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, because in coaching is mandatory. When you are in a team leading position and when you have one on one with your team people, right? You need to give them space. So yeah, when you are in a meeting, yeah, you can shorten down that.
Look, I'm doing it again.
no, no worries. It's not that bad. But when you are in a serious talk on one-on-one discussion, it's important to not get over that people and let them stop to talk because they will stop. The point, right? And no worries. Yeah, and how do you feel? What skills do you think that will be essential for IT professional in the future? We discussed about that, but what other things you think are beneficial?
In general, all right, all right. Okay, can I go back to the previous scenario you built because it was too good? I want to add something more. Yeah, do you have a one-to-one with someone as a team lead? It's one of the most awkward experience that you will have as a team lead. Listening to someone and caring, I mean, actively in just that guy. Something extremely important as a core skill. It could be an answer for what you asked, really, but it has to do with reading the body language. For example, there are things like if so, something I learned from secret services. I once had a workshop and they told me that if the guy they talk to they look in that corner, they are remembering things. If they look in the other corner, they are inventing things. They are coming up, they're making up stuff. I don't remember now which is which, but the point is there are tricks you can use to read through what the guy says, especially body. If you go to one on one and you stay like this, let's talk. I'm not sure. Let's talk. You kill the guy. No, like, come on. And also shaking hands. The dead fish style, the dominant style. How would you shake hands with me? I want to dominate. Yeah, you need to go like this. Hello. Always open and open in everything you do. Like I'm here for you. It's silly, but this posture, this idea, the hands, the mimics, the body language are gonna convey a message. You want to maybe actually practice in the freaking mirror. How do you walk in the office? Like this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you went to gym. Bravo. We have bellies. Bravo, man. But come on. I mean, sorry. And you were asking what
Now,
skills?
those skills are very important, and what you are saying here is actually recognizing emotions in the others. These are social skills, and within the social skills is the ability to recognize the emotion in others in order for you to know how to manage the discussion, how to push or how to pull whenever it needs, but it's very important to recognize the emotions and yourself. Because why yourself? Because many times you will be stuck in I'm the best, I wrote that code, I'm the architect here, I'm the boss.
Ego. Ego, ego.
Yes,
Yes,
and the ego is the most harmful way to lead a team.
yes. You need to
And
be humble every time. Yes.
mm, yeah, and why is the ego and where is the ego appearing when you don't trust yourself?
Yourself, and we don't exactly yeah. Know yourself, exactly, very true, very true. And some, not only ego, it could be frustration, it could be the feeling that the guy in front of you got the salary for much less than you did to earn it. It could be the feeling that you are somehow uh, they take all the heat, all the pain yourself, and they are living la vida loca. You can feel a lot of things that you need to acknowledge that and work on that. I mean, talk to someone. I mean, really. And there are videos on YouTube. I remember, I forgot the name right now, but my daughter watches some videos on YouTube about psychology. They made for children, but I did not know half of those things.
Mm. If
Incredible.
you are not trained, you know.
If you don't, now you should do read and prepare a bit and watch stuff about the topic.
Mm.
But, okay. So, what skills are necessary for someone
Yes, for
in the,
tech professional, IT professionals from here now in.
with or without AI? Do you want to play the AI toggle, feature toggle on and off?
We need a different.
Discussion 1 hour more to
Yeah.
talk about. Well, well. No, really, you can't really. I mean, AI is just the climax of something that has been happening for many years, with frameworks that make developing software a child's play. With frameworks that take 80% of the chores that we used to do 10 years ago, 15 years ago, away from us. And now AI can actually write the missing part. So what will be there for us in the 10 years from now? It will always be the fact that we know what a computer system can do. No one else in the game of software engineering is able to tell exactly what the software system can do, what are the trade-offs of that thing, what are the expected risks, pros and cons. Critical thinking, critical analysis of a solution, technically. No other human can do that. I mean, we have users, we have managers for focus on people, and then we have us. Now we know best what the system can do. Now, exactly how we translate the requirements. So basically, the game comes like this: the business comes to you. Do I have a business in here? Yeah. Business comes to you, says, "I need that." Right?
That's the lady from the.
I don't know what that is. It's my daughter, but it's a llama. Actually, that's a llama. That's AI, large language model. Perfect. No, really, this is the business, and the business comes to you and tells, "I want that, 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 that." Now he hallucinates like any llama, like any business. I mean, he sees rainbows and unicorns. Okay, it's their business model. This guy is best to do to make money. You are the gatekeeper of what a system could potentially do. And in between you as the professional who knows what you can do with a system and the llama, basically you are the gatekeeper of through you every requirement that go through into the code has to be crystal clear. What does that mean? It means you need to talk to the guy giving you the requirements, whoever that is, project owner, product owner, business analyst, business guy, user, whatever, depending on the company. But you should help them clarify and choose what they want among the options that a computer system can do. Once you understood fully what you have to implement, right? I'm not really saying you should create a cucumber Gherkin file or something. No, if it's in your mind and if it's doable, translating that requirement in a, let's say, formal form into the actual software, then this becomes easier and easier as time passes by. Spring made it much easier than EGB. EGB made it much easier than the previous version. And then C++ were in 50 years ago. So, and now AI makes it low code is there also. So what you have to do is to help the guy in front of you understand what the computer system limitations are, and together with the guy in that moment of harmony, come up with some reasonable requirement that you can be confident you can implement with the system in a given amount of time. This, I believe, it will always be so. I pity those developers. I pity those. No, no, no. I pity those developers. I pity those developers that are only coders. Those developers that are code monkeys, people that say that when you give them a requirement, they ask you, okay, but what do I have to do? So you come with a requirement, it is pseudo correct, and they read it, they don't understand much, and they come to you and the tech lead and they say, okay, so what do I have to do? It's like asking me to baby spoon them with the actual, that's your goal, that's your role in the game. You need to push back into the requirement, whoever gave them, and then they go and then come up with an understanding which represents what they want. This is your role in the game, right? Hitting keys and talking to the llama, anyone can do that, right? But I mean, what you need to do exactly. So your role in the game is to be there to understand and crystallize the requirements. You are a problem solver in the end. Software engineers are problem solvers. Exactly how you solve them, it depends. Also, in this party, I forgot to mention cloud native. Hey, let's use 70 systems from AVS. Congratulations. Okay, you can build this whole entire system by just wiring some things up. Good luck with maintaining and the cost build. But the point is, you get the solution fast out. Uh, a prerequisite for all of this is to understand what they really want, to see the possible solutions. Nowadays, with cloud in the game, also the costs associated, and pick one and select a combo. Right? Things get much more wild if there is cloud involved, because now I see developers doing economic calculations and estimations of forecasting the costs. What the heck? This is development?
Well,
Welcome to cloud. Exactly. But
that's when you use someone else's services and machines, you need to pay
pay,
for that.
of course. I mean, you have to pay. That's it.
Yeah. Ka-ching.
So, depending on the solution you choose, you might use ChatGPT and prompt it to write. You might use AVS and do a combo, a shawarma of services. You could use coding in legacy, in which you need to come back with the estimate and the risks and how much it would probably possibly take, and so on. If you are in the process of migrating a monolith to microservices, it would include some extra time to modularize the code, etc., etc. But in the end, you have to understand clearly what they want. You have to provide as much as you can accurate estimate, because this is what they want. Can you do it? How much time it will take you? So this is where you need to be. This is where you need to. This is a skill that will always be useful. Now, besides that, you also need to be super fast learner. You need to be able to learn extremely fast the new technologies and options that are on the market. I mean, we are in an environment in which you can solve a problem with writing very minimal code, but using a lot of other platform and frameworks and technologies. Which to choose? There is always something new. Kafka, I don't know, anything, every time something new. In this game, a very powerful ally is AI, which allows you, very interesting, to sink in a new topic progressively. This is what AI is best, in my opinion. Skyrockets your learning skills. You ask it, can you summarize Kafka in 3 bullets? Can you tell me more about bullet 3? And it will baby spoon you, not 100% correct information, but it gets you the idea. And maybe you go to Dart, to BART, to ask for some references, and then you read the whole. But in so many, because AI, not AI, IT is so much information intensive, so much knowledge around you. You need to have a way to probe into the different technologies. Is this what I'm looking for? Do I need Cassandra or Mongo? Hey, ChatGPT, what is the difference between Cassandra? When should I choose one? And it provides quite good results, really. And then you explore more the pitfalls and trade-offs and etc. So learning, fast learning, knowing how to dose, how to progressively let yourself think in different areas. If it's find it, so this is a skill. You don't want to read a book about Kafka and then tell if it's what you need. You want to be able to tell without investing days. All right. fast learning, gatekeeper for requirements, understanding what the system can do, estimating costs. This is something we will ever have to do. And of course, at some point, you need to have a comfort zone. I'm talking now about stuff that will get you a job forever in IT. But there is more. There is until you get comfortable with coding, you need to master one technical stack. If you starting from backend, I don't know, Java, I don't know, maybe you're lucky, you do Kotlin. If you start from frontend, okay, TypeScript, and you need to be not owner, comfortable in one of the tech stacks, right? That will help you with your imposter syndrome. It will help you then transform your mindset from a framework user into a problem solver. But you want to get that high as to be comfortable, so you can a point in which you can solve me any problem I give you with your technical stack. If you can do that, then you go next level and you start doing like looking around, yeah, going more full stack, broaden your horizons. Right? So get that expertise fast as you can up, and then start widening your horizon. Right. And also teamwork. Also teamwork. We are in this about empathy. So being able to work with people in a productive way, respecting people, listening to people, and being kind. And this is life skill. This is not only IT. This is life skill, basically. Maybe the formal education we receive many times doesn't highlight as much as necessary this life skill. You need to, yeah, develop it yourself sometimes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I love the list you made here, and it also has the soft skills, right? Emotional intelligence, social skills that you need in order to be part of a team, to be part of a company, organization, whatever it is. But even if you don't work for a company, you will have clients. If you want to be developer or someone who serves people, you will have clients. You need to know how to communicate with those, because they won't know what they want a lot of times. And yes. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. And someone asked if we are worried about Devon. We are not worried about Devon. Devon, it's a tool. You can use it and have everything you want with it, while is capable of doing what you asked from it. But it's in us, the humans, who needs to guide those things to do whatever we don't maybe don't like to do, or it's repetitive or something like that.
It's a tool. It's a tool to help you do for you the repetitive work. It will never fill the gaps. It will never do what I told you. Like, what are the reasons? What are the limitations? What are the estimates? What are the risks? You will never be able to trust an AI with this. You need someone sign off the offer. Yeah, and in freelancing, the communication skills gap, it will become apparent much faster. You're gonna starve if you are not good with communication skills. That's
It's part of the job, and it's not only coding, it's not only developing the technical solution, it's finding maybe the good paths, the cheaper ways to get there, because many clients want, could you make me faster, or could you make me cheaper, or
yeah. Yeah. They play that dark game of hey, I want cheaper. If you want cheaper, then you don't want quality. What's the catch?
yes.
Who's gonna maintain that? Yes,
What's in the balance here? uh,
always something in the balance. Always. Yes.
mhm. Okay, so wow, we're almost 1 hour.
Yes, and a lot of questions in the chat. I see.
Okay, should we take some yeah, okay. So to summarize what happened here today until now, we discussed about the emotional intelligence skills, the empathy applied in teamwork, in what we need to do as technical people, developers, to have the quality of our projects on a higher level. even if it is code, even if it is, I don't know, features or whatever it's in there, we need to discuss about those. We need to think it through our filter, say what we want to say about that, because yeah, if someone decides you should do that, okay, but maybe you think it's not good, you need to speak about that. You need to say your opinion all the time. Don't stay quiet. Speak up. Yeah, because you might know something that they don't know. And it's the case a lot of times.
And if the team does not give you the emotional safety to speak out, there are other teams.
Well, right, good point. Yes, indeed, indeed. And yeah, we also have the future skill that we want to cultivate in order to stay um, in line with this type of job and this type of work. And we can take some of the
Yeah, I pointed to some because Min uh, mentioned the five whys technique. I know that if you ask someone five times why in a row, you'll get anyone pissed off. You'll get anyone annoyed. So try it with someone. Ask five times why, and to their answer, ask again why. Technically, you can get to some result, but stop when the guy gets. All right. Then more experienced developers with more years have tendency not to not just shut you up, but to believe that their opinion is the best on the world. Yes, that's because they are transformed from, they are not learning anymore. That's because they grow an oversized ego. That's because they become the company's experts and not the software craftsmen of their company. You want someone who's always on the lookout to learn. You want someone always with the mindset of continuous growth. So if you are always looking to learn something new, you will never go in that. You can't. You can't be the best, knowing how much there is out there that you don't know. My father had an analogy that I liked a lot. The less you know, if this is your sphere of knowledge, your surface with the unknown, it's okay. But if the more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know. So the more you expose, I'm not an expert in AVS, for example, in Amazon, not an expert. And with Kafka, I think I'm gonna do some very big mistakes if I tune a Kafka cluster. And I'm not the expert in Kubernetes either, right? And I know that, and knowing that I have so much to learn still doesn't allow me to become. Ugh. So as a practical advice, try to pair program with that guy. Try to demonstrate in close collaboration that you are also a brain that has good ideas, that has emotions, that has try to pair program. If so, go to him. Please, oh Almighty One, please enlighten me with your wisdom and pair program with me, the stupid soul. Do whatever it takes so that you get there next to him, and in that moment you're gonna you're gonna surprise the guy googling, and he's gonna find that you have ideas, and then, yeah, right, that's a good one, right? So you might want to make this more humane, more close encounter, right? This is usually happening with if you work alone, remotely even, right? Yeah. Have you ever experienced a team member who was great and try his best, but still his ability to logically think was not moving so fast as other team members? The other way, like someone person from a social emotional point of view, very apt, but from abstract mathematical point of view, not up to the
maybe
your
it's not the right role for it.
role. Exactly this. There are other roles, people managers, really, or business analysts, even some
Product. Yeah.
product something. Yeah, for sure. And it's a terrible lack of business analysts and product owners in the industry. Being a good developer is nothing different from being a good human who has to deal with other people. Correct. In the end, it's about working in a team. In the end, it's the same thing. The only thing specific to our profession is the amount of knowledge we need to grasp and the amount of focus we need to achieve to do our work most of the time. So this is specific to our IT industry, but in the end, we are teams doing stuff. Yeah, yeah. We need as engineers to understand the problem, and sometimes need to provide a better solution for the. Yeah, all right. Right. If I miss a question, always be polite to somebody, even though his code is not good. You were there too. Yes. Yeah, I like it. If I missed a question, be kind and repeat it in the. I don't understand what that means, Tanyo. I'm not gonna repeat. It's Latin. I hope it's not some bad words.
And that's with the empathy, putting yourself in the other one's shoes and putting yourself in the shoes of people will that will come after you to work on that code, to read that code, to understand it, right? Because many times we don't want to, I don't know, comment the code. We don't actually write good understandable code and use the rules. But it's important to have those for us. If you will get back to that code to understand what you have put there, but for other people too, and that's treating them with respect and empathy and all these things.
Wonderful. I hope people. I hope this might change some technical leads perspective, which might be now a bit off, a bit straying out, a bit wrong, and maybe this can help them change a bit the perception and become better humans in the end.
All right. Okay, and that's a wrap for today's episode of Vibe It Up and also from Victor's community episode. So I hope you enjoyed our insightful conversation. And before we go, I want to extend a big thank you to everyone here with us in the session and for Victor for being here and offering his perspectives and wonderful training skills and
Oh, skills. You'd be like, yes, a round of applause for me. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, good. Thank you for coming up with this idea.
now a word from you, Victor, how it was for you today.
Well, I liked it a lot. It's a very powerful topic that many people neglect, and it's good that we got the maturity to start thinking not only about coding and frameworks and shipping software, but about quality of human relationship and making a better life for us. This is basically about quality of life. I like this move, this idea.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, being here. Have a great evening, day, whatever time zone it is where you are now. Bye bye.